Hello, welcome to the Money Systems audio training by Andy Cogbini. Now, in this free training, I'm going to be showing you how to take yourself from being broke to being rich using two very powerful strategies, right? Now, you see something, most persons don't understand how money works, right? That's the reason why most persons are broke, all right? Now, money works through a principle, right? And I'm actually going to break it down for you, right? But now, at this time, I want to take out your writing materials. I want to listen in the next between 25 to 40 minutes, right? We're going to be looking into, right, principles that can turn your income, right, wherever you are right now, that can turn your income from zero to where you want to be. Right, the limit is actually endless, I tell you, okay? But first of all, just a brief introduction, okay? We have just a short time together, so I can't really go into so much details about myself right now. This is Andy Cogbini, and okay, and I'm the founder of the Socialink Group, right? Right now we have a lot of companies under us, and we're doing some very, very, very crazy things in the world of online marketing, right? And we're coaching as I speak with you, we're coaching thousands of students, okay, on how to turn their businesses overnight using powerful strategies. And okay, now first of all, I want to tell you something. If you're broke right now, and or wherever you are in your finances, or right, there's something I want you to know, that there are just two things keeping you where you are right now. The first thing is you don't understand how money works, and the second thing, you don't understand the principles that govern money. You see, now money, the first, before we look into the principles, just want to look into something an underlying rule here. First of all, you have to have an understanding that money responds to you the way you are. All right? So if you are rich in your mind, money comes to you. If you are poor in your mind, money goes away from you. Okay? Now, I'm not here to talk about attraction, principles of attraction, the law of attraction. No, that's not what I'm here to talk about. All right. So here, before we get in, are you ready now with your pen, your paper, and your writing materials? I want you to know that this training is going to change your life. It's going to change your income. It's going to change how you look at money, and it's going to, wherever you are right now, in your finances, wherever you are right now, I promise you this training is going to change. It's going to do something very, very, very phenomenal for you. So hope you're ready, right? And I'll be back in just a second. Now, there are two words that will determine whether you're going to be rich or you're going to be poor. All right? These two words are the words that are behind the principle of word creation, word generation. All right? Now, how rich you will be or how successful you will be in the world of money is going to be dependent on how you use these two words. First of all, your understanding of these two words, right? And how you are able to turn the two words into reality. Okay, we say turn words into flesh. Number one is the concept of leverage. Now write it down. The concept of leverage. Okay? If you don't understand the concept of leverage, most likely you have 90% chance that you're going to be poor. The second concept is the concept of cash flow. Now you might say, well, these are things I've heard about. I've read some books on this. I read this. Now, I promise you here, just stick with me here. In the next few minutes, we're going to be together. I'm going to open your eyes to these two words in a way you have never seen before. All right? in a way you've never seen this before. So number one, leverage. And number two, cash flow. All right. Now, before we go back to that, to that discussion, now there are three sets of people in the world. Actually, there are two, but if we stretch it, we discover that there are actually three. Okay. Now, in our present society today, we have three sets of people. All right, with respect to finances, we have the poor people. All right, we have the middle class people, and we have the rich. All right. Now, the poor are people who have less than 20% control over their own financial situation. All right? Less than 20%. Okay? They have an entitlement mentality. They believe the government is responsible for their finances. They believe somebody else is responsible. They believe their job is responsible. Their boss is responsible. All right? So they owe their financial situation less than 20% control, or they are less than 20% responsible in their minds for their own financial situation. These people are called poor people. All right? Then you have another set of people who are the middle class. Right? The middle class are people who have between 20 to 80% control over their own wealth, over how much money comes to them. All right? Now, then you have the rich. The rich are people who believe that they are in full control of their wealth. They are in full control of their financial well-being. All right? Now, these are called the rich. Okay. Now, all right. Now we're going to look into each one. So first of all, now, let's go to our two concepts. Remember our concept. The concept that is keeping you poor right now that you don't understand. The first one is leverage. And the second is cash flow. All right? If you're broke, it's because you don't understand leverage. And it's because you don't understand cash flow. If you're in the middle class, all right, you have a little bit better understanding of cash flow and leverage than someone who is poor. Then if you're rich, right, you want to be a multi-millionaire, all right? Okay, and it depends on how big you want to be, right? Rich, the word rich, however that is defined for you, all right? Maybe making $1 million a year, maybe making $100,000 a year, maybe making $10,000 a month, maybe just having enough to take care, for you to be able to live the life of your dreams. If that's rich for you, it's fine. But I want to tell you something. You will never say you are rich if you are not in the position where you have complete control of your financial situation. Where you can, say to anybody, anytime, get out. All right? Where you are in full control of your financial situation. You don't owe anybody anything. Now, you should know what I mean. When I mean, you don't feel entitled. All right? You don't feel entitled. You live your life on your own terms. Okay? Now, I believe that's the position you want to be financially. That's where you want to be. All right? Now, let me tell you a little story here. Years ago, when I first got this concept of leverage and cash flow, right? The first thing I said to myself was, how am I going to take myself from where I am right now to where I want to be? All right? Now, the first thing I did was, I'm going to go into the details, right? But not now, not about my story, but, but about the principles, all right? And how you can deploy them. I just began applying these principles. Now, these are age-long principles, okay? These are the same principles responsible for any billionaire you have on earth today. These are the same principles that are responsible for every millionaire on earth today. And these are the same principles. Ignorance of these principles is what's responsible for every poor person on this earth today. I'll tell you that, all right? Every poor person has something he's ignorant of. Every rich person has something he knows that the poor doesn't know. And guess what? They don't want the poor to know it. And no matter how you teach the poor, they're not going to take it. So first of all, in your mind, make up your mind that you're not going to be in the class of the poor. Then now, sit down and sit back and listen. Right now, we're going to go into the details of each of these. Right? We said I'll be back in a second. So, all right. Now, the first thing we're going to look at right now is leverage. All right. Now, leverage refers to how you make your income. You see, it's not just about how much money you make or how do you make the money that comes to you. All right? Now, it's not just about, now, listen to what I said. It's not about how much you make, but how did you make the money? Okay? So now what is leverage? Leverage is the ability to control things without being personally involved. The ability to control things. Now, why? Is because of the law of scarcity. There is just so much you can do by yourself. An average human being has 24 hours a day. I mean, you can't have more than 24 hours a day. But you see, can you put yourself in a position where you can have, if you have 10 persons working for you, or if you have 10 systems working for you, times 24 a day, so literally you have 240 hours a day. So the number of hours you can have working for you a day, you can multiply it through the principle of leverage. So leverage has the ability to multiply efforts, to multiply money, to multiply time. All right? So leverage uses the power of scarcity not as a disadvantage, but as an advantage. Now, the poor only have a unit leverage. So most times a poor person makes his money from a job. So he works for a certain number of hours, and that's how much you can work. Okay, now so let's say you're paid $20 an hour. Right? So let's say you're paid $20 an hour. Now, you can only work probably about 16 hours a day max. I mean, if you work more than 16 hours a day, you're going to break down. All right? Now, 16 hours a day times 12. Okay, times $20. That's $320 a day. Right? Now, probably quite impressive if depending on your goals, it could be impressive. Depending on your goal, it could be paltry. All right, now, watch this. Now, the poor, only, in this situation, he can only make $320 a day. Nothing more. He can't do anything more. That's the highest amount of money he can make a day. So let's say he has expenses, a lot of expenses coming up, and let's say he has a car he's paying for, he has a house he's paying for, and all of that kind of stuff. And let's say he's spending about $200 a day. So a day he's actually earning $120 a day. So the day he's sick, the day he doesn't work, the day he's not able to work, right? No money coming in. All right? So guess what? The day he can't work, he can't make money. All right? So that's the disadvantage of a single leverage. All right? Now, let's go to the middle class. Now, the middle class guy also has a single leverage. But the only advantage the middle class guy has over the poor is the middle class has what they call high income skill. So let's say the guy in the poor in the class of the poor, the guy's earning $20 an hour, working 16 hours a day, and the guy in the middle class has a high income skill, a skill that pays more per hour. All right. So let's say he has a high income skill paying $100 an hour. All right. So a day he can make $3,200. But you see, again, there is a limit. All right? Again, there is a limit. But the rich uses the principle of leverage to his advantage. Right? So let's say, the rich guy, instead of learning a high income skill, now for the guy in the middle class, he wants to earn more. All he needs to do is to learn more, is to acquire more skills. But he's selling his time. He's still selling his time. All right? But the guy who is rich, he doesn't need to learn he doesn't need to go acquire the skill. So what he does is, there are some skills that the rich have that the middle class guy doesn't have and the poor guy doesn't have. Now, the middle class guy has technical skills. All right? But the guy who's poor has menial skills. But the rich guy has interpersonal skills. He knows how to manage people. He knows how to sell. All right? Now, there are skills rich people have. They know how to sell. All right? They know how to manage people. They know how to motivate people. They know how to build teams. All right? But the poor guy, all he has is menial skills. The middle class guy, all he has is technical skills. Right? But the rich guy has skills on how to manage people. So I tell people, if you want to take yourself from where you are right now to where you want to be, the first thing you have to begin to learn is what we call high income skills. Skills that will make you not only so much money, but skills that will, that you can use to multiply your money. So one of the first skill is the skill on how to sell, right? How you can sell. Skills on selling, skills on closing sales. There is no rich person in the world that doesn't have that skill. That's number one. The next skill you must how to multiply time. You must learn how to multiply time. You must learn how to multiply money. All right? So now, let's look into this. All right? Now we're going to come back to that. So leverage is ability to multiply yourself. It's ability to multiply resources without you trying to do. So now here's a guy. He has 20 persons working for him. Right? And now instead of making, he employs professionals. He employs guys that are good. So he has, he has these guys working for him, right? And they are earning $100 an hour. And what those guys are actually producing is about $200 an hour. So guess what? He's earning an extra 100 times the 20. Right? That's about $20,000. All right? It's $20,000, $2,000. And you can multiply that so you can have the rich making so much money. Why? Because all he needs to do is to stretch his leverage. The bigger your leverage, the bigger money you make. Right? So the smaller your leverage, the broker you become. So the first thing you have to begin to learn is, I need to master skills on leverage. All right? So begin to look at yourself and say, okay, I need to begin to learn how to manage people. I need to begin to learn how to recruit. I need to begin to learn how to, how to build teams. I need to begin to learn, I need to begin to learn how to sell. All right? I need to begin to learn marketing. I need to begin to learn the ability to drive traffic. I need to begin to learn how to build funnels. Those are the skills of the rich. All right? All right, now, but the middle class guy, just has technical skills, right? Technical skills, and that's all. So he can earn more, but again, there is a cap to how much you earn. So now we're going to come back to the concept of leverage, but just a second. Right now, we're going to look at cash flow. All right, now so let's look at cash flow. Now, cash flow, and now I'm going to deal with cash flow in a way you have never heard it before. All right. Now, cash flow here I'm talking about I'm not trying to refer to how cash flows to you. What do you do with money when it comes to you? All right? That's cash flow. So where does your cash flow into? So the poor guy, his cash flows into his needs, expenses. Now the reason most of the time is because the poor, the guy in the class of the poor usually is not earning enough. Okay, so he's just probably basically covering his needs again because of his lack of leverage. So if he excelled in leverage, if his leverage had increased, he would have been able to earn more. Now, because his leverage is not much, he can only earn, but a certain amount. Okay, so now the guy in the middle class is earning much. Okay, now remember I said the poor. If you look at the balance sheet of a poor guy, his money goes into his needs. All right, and so income, expense, income, expense, income, expense. So he is just going from paycheck to paycheck. All right. So before the next paycheck comes, all right, everything is already spent. So he's hoping and praying and waiting for the next paycheck. But the guy in the middle class is earning more than he actually requires. So he is earning more than he actually needs for his needs. So what does he do? He begins to buy liabilities because he doesn't have understanding of cash flow. All right, so he wants to drive a big car. Okay, he wants to he wants to stay in a big house. Now all those things are nice. Okay, but I'm going to show you how the rich do it. Okay, the rich also buy luxuries, but instead of having luxuries that are liabilities, the rich can have luxuries that are assets. All right. So now the next thing is the rich buy assets. All right. So let's go over it again. The poor, income, expense. The middle class, income, liabilities. Right. The rich, income, assets. So the rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. Now, what is an asset? An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money away from your pocket. All right. So the rich buys something that puts money in his pocket. The poor buys something that takes money away from his pocket. Right. So now I want to tell you something. That you have a house and you have something you're paying loan on. Okay, and you're paying mortgage and all of that. Now, let me give you an approach on how the rich would buy the same big car that the middle guy, the guy in the middle class would buy and still make more money. Now, the rich guy would come, he would buy a property instead of buying the car and be paying rent and be paying, mortgage. He will buy a property and let the cash flow coming in from the property pay for the mortgage. So the cash flow, so he never buys a liability directly with his money. All right? So he will have an asset buy a liability for him. So guess what? Now he's still making extra money on the asset. Right? Yet he's living big and he's not getting broke. All right? So an asset, the rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. All right? So now here, so in just a second, right now, we're going to go into a little more detail here. Just hang on one second. So now, where are you currently in your finances? Okay, where are you currently in your finances? Now, I want to teach you. I want to show you in just the next few minutes, right? I want to show you assets you can begin to buy. Okay, how do you build? Now, you can buy an asset. You can build an asset. All right. So there are two major kinds of assets. Now you have tangible assets, and you have intangible assets. Now they are both assets. Now I want to talk about tangible. Tangible assets are assets. A lot of you know what tangible assets are. Things that bring you money, and our tangible assets are usually in the form of businesses or real estate. All right. Those are tangible assets. A lot of times, tangible asset takes time and money to buy. It takes a lot of money to buy tangible assets. All right. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to build a business. If you want to build a business from scratch, it takes a lot of time. Okay. So you can buy one if you have the money. All right. Then you can buy real estate. You can have properties that are generating income for you monthly while you sleep. All right. We call it robotic income. Then you can have, Those are the two basic tangible assets, right? Now, the next one is intangible assets. Now, you can start from here, okay? It doesn't require a lot of money to buy intangible assets, right? You can start from intangible assets. So the first intangible asset you can begin to build today, as I'm speaking with you right now, is your mailing list. Okay? Now you say, I don't have a business yet. I don't have a business currently right now. So, now what is a mailing list? A mailing list is a list, whether an email list or a social media following, right? But you see, it's not enough to have social media following. You have to have an email list or you have a messenger list. A list of people who you constantly communicate with, right? Concerning business, you're giving them advice, all right? And, you present yourself as an authority in a particular field. You present an advice and you can give them offers, things that you wanted to purchase, things that you wanted to buy from you, okay? Now, the reason why it's so important that you build a list is one of your biggest assets. All right, you can wake up one morning, and just send out an offer, and you can have people buy. So the first thing you have to do to build a list is, number one, there's what they call. First of all, you have to begin to create content. So, thankfully, we have the internet today, right? You can build your list on the internet. All you need to do is to have a simple landing page leading to an email list, to a mailing list, or to, you say, but all this online marketing stuff, you don't have to start from selling something online. You can just be giving free information. All right, and you're building your list, free information. You're building your list, free information. You're building your list. Now, that list you are building is a massive asset for your business. So, in case you want to launch a business, you want to launch anything, right? You already have a list of prospective customers who want to buy into anything that you want to launch. Or maybe you currently have a business, no matter how small the business is, probably just a little shop by the roadside. All right, now. Any customer that comes in just to make inquiries, okay, do you have this? Do you have this? Okay, I just want to find out information about this. Now you take down their details. So now you're building a list of people, either building a list with their email addresses, with their phone numbers, or their Facebook, contacts. All right. So now you're building a list of potential customers, and that list of potential customers is going to pay you over time. That's a massive list you're building. That's an intangible asset. Nobody sees it, right? But I bet you that list can make you a millionaire overnight. All right. If you have the right product and you have a large list, you have the right product, the right offers, you can make big bucks, right? Building yourself a list. All right. Now, okay. Now, if you look at this page, on this page, you're listening to this audio training. You'll see right, you see a button somewhere on this page, right? We're going to be going into details, right? When you click on it, you're going to see a single skill that my students, right, in over 45 countries are currently using to make very massive home runs right now. Just building an asset on the internet, right? It doesn't require so much money. It doesn't require so much time. All you need to do, you need to learn a particular skill, right? And this particular skill can make you, this particular skill can take you from zero, to where you want to be. All you have to do is to follow instructions. All you have to do, all you have to do is to follow what we teach you. All right. Now we actually have a 14-day training class, right? And then we have a monthly training also, right? Where we take you by the hand, right? Teach you step by step, right? And we have various 8-figure coaches, right? Teaching you step by step how to start building your lists, how to start building your assets. All right, how to start building assets, how to buy assets, how you can move yourself. It doesn't matter where you are right now. You might be in the position of the poor, you're earning so little, right, or in the middle class, and you want to take yourself from where you are right now and give yourself, time. You want to take yourself from where you are right now to where you want to be financially, right? We can help you. So here's what we're going to do. There's a button on this page. So click on that button. It's going to take you to a page, and I'd like you to read through the page. right? There's a video also on that page. I'd like you to read through it, go through that video. You're going to learn some things from it, right? And then I don't know if it's still available. Okay, if it's still available, that's good. We actually have we actually have a 99% off bonus or something on that page. I can't really say what it is now. Just but there's a button on this page. Just click on it and it will take you to the page, right? We have the community opening up. But here's what you can expect. We're going to be training you every day for 14 days. All right, for next to nothing, and we're also going to be we're going to be training you how to buy assets, how to build an asset, how to take yourself from where you are right now, right, to where you want to be financially, right? We're going to be coaching you hand in hand, step by step. We're going to be showing you, different strategies for online marketing, offline marketing, whatever you're doing right now. We're going to be teaching you how to create massive results, all right? And, right, the link is somewhere on this page, so just click. And I'll see you on the next page, all right?